Roland Willits Home and Stories. Opening to Kentucky Opry and Clay Campbell.
Life is good right now. I'm in a really good place. I find that in life, you're either in trouble or headed for trouble or just getting out of trouble all the time. And that never changes. And it doesn't change if you're rich. It doesn't change if you're poor. It doesn't change if you're skinny or fat. It doesn't change if you are black or white. It doesn't change if you're a Christian or not a Christian. If you're a believer in God, not a believer in God. It doesn't change if you're gay or straight, or drunk or sober. You're perpetually either in trouble, headed for trouble, or just getting out. So I always tell my friends, if things have been going really good for a while, look out, because you'll run into some trouble. You'll hit a deer, or have an argument with your wife, or lose money on some deal, or a business go broke, or you'll get a divorce, or you'll break your leg, or you'll lose a child, or there will be a Katrina come, or an ice storm come, or your spouse will die, or something. No, nobody goes through life unscathed. Pharaoh had 10 plagues come, if you remember.
That's right.
And so, all of us, no matter what, face these daily onslaught of life. And it's said in the Bible that we are going to be earning a living by the sweat of our brow. And I think God meant that we would struggle to exist. We would struggle to eat, pay our bills. We would struggle to earn a living. And my father had my father was full of wise sayings. He had a saying, I like humorous things that are kind of true. So I always mention these humorous things when I give speeches. I'm in Toastmasters, of course. And this week I have qualified for Distinguished Toastmaster, which is the highest level in Toastmasters. Therefore, I've given a lot of speeches. And in my speeches, I've always tried to include some of the things my father said. Number one, he said, do you know why God allows divorce? Well, God allows divorce so it gives people to have an opportunity to see what hell is like in advance. Kind of funny, but it's kind of true. So, and another thing that's kind of true is Dad used to say, life is difficult, and then you get old and die. And it's kind of true, and it has a point, and it's kind of funny, but it is true that we have difficulties and we struggle, and you don't think about it very much, but life never does go straight along. Things go good for a while, and then we have some problems. Things go good for a while again. And the 6 areas that we have problems in, I wrote a book about. It's called Escape from Mediocrity. I've written 5 books that's been published, and then my 6th book has not been published yet, but I'm working on that. That's another one of my projects. But in that book, Escape from Mediocrity, that was the 2nd one I wrote, third one I wrote, I talk about the 6 areas of life that we can have problems. Physical, your health, mental, your mind, your family, spiritual, with your career and money, and relationships. And the 2 areas that most people have the most problems with in life, they don't teach or educate people in school. There's not very many courses on it. And that's, most people in life, 95% of their problems come from problems with other people or problems with money. And so, I believe that you've got to study and learn all you can in those 6 areas of life and be prepared and set goals in all 6 of those areas of your life to prepare you for when you have difficulties. Like I got another saying. Mom always said, save your money for a rainy day. Well, guess what? sometimes it rains. And sometimes Enron goes down. And if you've invested all of your stock in Enron, you lose it all. Sometimes Bear & Stearns goes down and Lehman Brothers go down and all your money's in one, if all your money's in one stock in some company, one day you have $400,000 in a 401k and the next day you got zero. That's what I call, you're either in trouble, headed for trouble, or just getting out, because those kinds of things happen. And so I always try to guard up against and gird myself up and be prepared in all 6 of those areas. That's why I take vitamins every day, just in case they work. So if you were looking for me to take a breath and pause, this is it. I'm taking a breath and pause.
Okay, let's just say, finish it off with old man's story.
And that's another old man's story.
Old Man Stories, one more day, and the Great Kentucky Opry.